Hi guys! We are starting another game of Monster of the Week. I am your keeper, I'm here, I'm your peer, and I'm full of fear. And we're just gonna get to it. So, last we met the gang, the cast of Paranormal Pandemic. They had been taken in, well, taken in is a really kind term. They were told politely and firmly that they had no choice, that they had to join the Jones. You have found that it is precisely what you would imagine a paranormal bureau to be. There's no twist. It's fairly straightforward. You go to a facility, all of the walls are, reinforced steel or what have you. There's probably more there, but fuck if they've explained that to you. Even though Eddie has most likely demanded details, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
You sometimes will see strange beasts, caddied throughout the halls. Not everyone within the Jones organization looks 100% human, and you haven't been with them for very long. It's been about a month, so it's just enough that things are new enough to surprise you, but certainly not enough that you're particularly ill-adjusted. It's like that first week of a new school, of that first month of a new school. So none of you have been set out on the field yet, but you have been called in. And Chris, you are sitting in the room presented.
Yeah.
In front of you is a woman. You recognize her as Jones, which incidentally is what most people seem to introduce themselves as. There's this weird split, not quite half, so not quite 50-50, of people who will give you an actual name or just Jones. But this woman is the woman who brought you into the organization. Somewhere between her 30s and 40s, square jaw, dark hair, khaki suit. She looks at you. She looks at the file on the table. She looks at you. And she just says, Chris Trammell.
Jones Prime, what's up?
It's Epsilon, but I appreciate your
Wait,
attempts
whoa,
at memorization.
That's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Alright, Epi. I had a dog named Effie, and Epi's close, so I'll remember that.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, back to the topic at hand. We will be sending you out in the field, and I am addressing some concerns on behalf of the rest of the organization about your violent tendencies.
I've been training with Eddie, and he has taught me the art
You
of
just
the
see her
ZN.
eyes zone out just beyond
I
your shoulder.
have achieved in Zenenment the highest form of relaxation.
Right. Of course. So, here's the thing. You will not, under any circumstance, use a firearm. Despite your multiple requests.
No, it's fine. I have changed my mind. I do not wish
Great.
for a firearm.
Here's another thing. We have reviewed... Alright. That's clear. You will not be getting a knife any bigger than 4 inches. I just want to make that clear. But also, You will not be wearing flip-flops.
Excuse.
And she reaches under the desk and she pulls out a pair of boots. And they're exactly your size. And she looks at you and she says, "These have been issued to you by the Jones organization.
Did you measure my goddamn feet?
We have your measurements on file."
But my feet. You
That's
got in
part of your
there
body,
and you
Chris.
measured my toeses and my feet. That's weird. I will have you know that I do not like having people touch my feet. And you touch my feet while I'm sleeping, very clearly. I am upset. Let me speak to your manager.
Well, we don't have a manager. Just putting that one out there. But also, I know this is difficult for your human mind to comprehend. But most of the Jones don't need to touch things to measure them. I can just look at you and know what your rough dimensions are. Anyway,
he's leaning
we're done
away
here.
and like squinting one eye. Are you like a lion?
So on that note,
or a dragon?
On that note, we switch to Amethyst. Amethyst, you are sitting across from a woman. She is wearing a white dress and a white turban, dark skin.
Okay.
She's kind of like, not disrespectful, but she's like comfortable, kind of lounging at the back of her chair, and she goes, "So, what do you think you've learned this month being here?"
Basically, all the things I thought I knew about crystals were entirely wrong. It's
She looks
amazing.
so pleased with that. She's like, "Oh, thank God. All right. So, here's the thing. You got gumption, and I appreciate that. But as I've told you before, and as I will continue to tell you, a lot of magic runs on belief.
Right.
Right. You look at any given person who's been known to cast spells. Even Merlin had a cause. So
Wait, Merlin was real.
she looks from the left and to the right, and she's like, "Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know him personally. That's not quite my field of expertise. I'm from Brooklyn, so, like, I don't really deal with Arthurian stuff. It's a lot more of the Isle of Hispaniola, So, anyway.
Amethyst's eyes are, like, bright and very sparkly at the moment, but she's listening.
She goes, "So, what I want you to do is, we're sending you out on a really simple field mission. But I want you, as you're out, I need you to find something that you can believe in. It can be religion, it can be a cause. Unlike what many an inspirational speech will tell you, you cannot actually use yourself as a belief. I know that's a bit of a bummer, but it's incredibly rare. So
Amethyst is like making all sorts of like facial expressions as she's listening, and that was like deep disappointment.
She's gonna get up to Eddie's level of self-confidence.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Wait.
She looks at Amethyst and she's like, "So, just I want to go over this again, just because I don't want to find out that something bad happened while you were, out on the field. But let's just travel back. What was going through your head when you first used magic?"
And she she steeples her hands and and then they kind of shift and she's like rubbing her palms together, thinking, I really just wanted to be like the Winchester brothers.
Oh, oh no.
I'm
She-
leaving. I'm done.
She narrows her eyes and she's like, "What? You like the Winchester house, like the haunted house?"
No, like, have you not seen Supernatural?
I don't live
Oh
on
my-
Tumblr.
I mean, it's a really good show and super enlightening. You should watch it. We should watch it. I will watch it with you.
She looks so dubious, and she's like, and she goes to open her mouth, and the camera pans, scene shifts. We flash sideways to Tessa.
Oh boy.
And there's a woman, and she's stacking up files. She's got bright red hair, cat eye glasses, and she's like, all right. So, listen, we've, it's only been a month. We've been looking through as much as we can, but we can't pinpoint the exact source of your abilities without running a lot of diagnostics and, sorting through a lot of factors. People like you aren't exactly common, and there's a lot of potential causes for your condition.
So that is a condition, then.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is it going to infect me more? Is it like it's not contagious or nothing, right?
Okay, well, no, it's not contagious. It's, oh god, I'm civil now. Whoa! The world shifts and spins and suddenly. Let me find my accent. No, it's not contagious. It's like, you know how there are people and you got like, photographic memory or, stuff like that. I mean, the problem is because we can't pinpoint the source of your problem, we can't say for sure whether it's going to be degenerative or like...
Okay. Well, progress. Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, I mean, so far, if it helps you, there's a couple options. It could be a case of extraterrestrials. It could be...
What?
It
You're
could
bloody
be
kidding me.
The Fae. It could be government
Jesus.
experimentation.
Tessa's just like, I mean, I'm sure she has her shades on and everything, but she's just like she's scrunching up her face and she's like moving her mouth like she's saying words, but she's not actually speaking. It's just kind of like she's mouthing, what the fuck?
Yeah. It could also be demonic possession, or you could have had a twin, but the twin died in utero, and now its ghost is following you. But that's like pretty rare.
No. So you're saying the twins rare, but like the aliens are not? Oh.
I mean, how many stories do you hear about aliens? Like a ton.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll just. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Listen,
for the
I will
option.
tell you for now. It is, you probably already know this, but it is imperative that you try to keep your emotions under control. And also, if you do not want psychic interference, you're gonna have to learn how to put up some sort of mental wall, which I'm sure the organization, the Jones, has gone and tried to help you out with. So use whatever coping mechanism your teachers have taught you to keep the bad shit out, basically.
Got it. Yeah. Perfectly normal.
And at that, we flash sideways. And sitting in the chair is Eddie.
Oh no.
Again, there's Jones Epsilon. She is leaning forward, her hands grasped together a little more tightly than you usually see her, and she goes, "So, Eddie Wachowski."
Miss Jones.
Just Jones is fine. You know, we've been monitoring you for quite a while.
Eddie's just like, just staring with those unsettling big yellow eyes of his. He's just watching and waiting, giving her the silent treatment.
She says, "It's been interesting, you know, following your tracks.
Well,
Figuring out where you got things right and where you got things wrong."
Got things wrong. You ever think that maybe I'm just using a different method than y'all?
And she's quiet and she like looks from the left into the right and she's like, no. We don't have a very high failure rating when we actually get involved with things. So I don't think that you're using a different method than us. No, because we cover almost every method. But that was a very cute response.
Interesting learning experience for you all.
She narrows her eyes and leans back in her chair.
Eddie's like spread out in the chair, by the way. He's like leaned back. He's got his arms like on the back. He looks completely at home.
Well, in that event, I look forward to your continued cooperation within the organization.
Yeah, well, I'll cooperate for now, but you said you got your eye on me? Well, I got both eyes on all of y'all.
There's more than two of us. You do realize that we extend outside of your periphery.
I mean, you don't know how big my periphery is.
No, we do.
But do you?
Yeah. Yes. We.
Alright, whatever you say.
And we flash sideways.
What a conversation.
Jones Epsilon holds up a document, and she goes, "So you're melon husk." And then she puts the document back down.
Yeah.
You have never, in your experience seeing Jones, noticed really any emotion on her face, but there's this slight uptick at the corner of her mouth, like someone who really wants to laugh, but they're too up their own ass. And she nods a few times, and she's like, "Well, we have looked through your files, and we have noticed a reputation of ill repute."
That's slander, and you can't say that without, getting lawyers involved.
You hear on the other side, you hear like from a speaker, "No, we can say that. You definitely have a reputation of ill repute." And Jones like gestures up, and she's,
I'm being attacked. I've been nothing but polite and cooperative, and I'm just... This
right.
is insulting.
And I'm just reminding you that we will keep you safe and certainly make sure that you never get landed in jail if you continue to cooperate.
Well, then why am I here?
Oh, well, we just wanted to get a gauge on whether or not you'd run away when we sent you to the briefing. And she stands up and picks up the file and opens the door, and there's everyone else in the hallway.
Hey.
And you see Danny, and she runs up to you, and she's like, "Oh my God, Mel, I haven't seen you in like a month. This has all been crazy." And Danny looks so much more stressed than you have ever seen this poor girl who is constantly stressed in her life. And she's looking at all of you.
Flaking.
Yeah, and she's looking at all of you, and she's holding a clipboard because her iPad got confiscated.
Oh no, that's so sad. That's like the first thing Mel notices. He's like, "Oh my God, Danny, where is the iPad? Where's your iPad?"
They confiscated it. They wouldn't let me have it. They said that it was evidence. There was evidence on it.
He looks immediately at Jones Epsilon like, "Look, I know I said that I would cooperate fully and to the extent of your martial law here, but the iPad?"
I mean, when there's evidence on an electronic, it
Look at her. Look at her. She's got the shakes. Like, her hair is
she
getting...
is shaking. Her hair is in disarray.
She
How about
needs
you
an
just
iPad.
give the poor girl an iPad?
Listen. Just follow me to the briefing room. And you will see that we have got some... And you hear from behind her, this girl, like a woman's voice, just go, "You've got some sweet gadgets!" And when you look behind you guys, there's a girl, she's like, girl is a good descriptor because she doesn't look much older than a college student. She's got she doesn't have an afro, she just has like big hair. And it's like, kind of pulled back. It looks very 90s. There's like a scrunchie on top and the ponytail falls to one side. And she's got these big ass glasses and like is wearing a lab coat with the sleeves rolled up. And she's like, "So you guys had my favorite TV show on the air and I am so excited to meet you. I'm going to take you away from this really boring stuff and we are all going to talk about a cryptid sighting." And she like half turns down the hall.
Oh God. Mel just follows her, like turns around and wiggles his fingers.
First time y'all had me interested in months.
Did she say gadgets? I thought I heard the word gadgets. Anyone
I
else
heard
hear
gadgets. Yeah.
She said
Hey.
cool gadgets, but I'll be the judge of whether or not they're cool.
Can I get a punching fist?
Tessa doesn't say anything, she just follows.
As she's walking down the hall, she raises her finger and she's got like really sparkly nail polish. And she's like, "No, you cannot get a punching fist. I will say for the future that, just you put it in order and then I process it and the team, we go and we like try to fill your order out to the best of our abilities, but this is super short notice and we haven't really given you guys clearance. So anyway, turn left and you guys go left and on the other side of the wall is instead glass and there's a huge fucking crayfish. But she's just passing it.
Wait, that looks like a delicious crawdad. Eddie, look.
Uh,
Oh,
well, I'll never get used to walking these halls.
I'm
Never.
hungry.
No, hope to God, never.
As you guys are heading down, there's like this big steel door, but before you can get through it, the wall to your right just kind of like deforms out like something had punched through the sheet. Or not through the sheet, but
As
And
it kind of jumps, I'm guessing that looks like what? Something punched through the wall? Or.
I mean, it's hard to tell, but your guide, she kind of jumps and she goes, woo!
Yeah, that's what the she's like,
It's been a feisty day in the facility. Just things get really restless, you know, the start of a new season, it's, you know, the beginning of fall and all that. So keep going, and then she goes through, she, like, touches the little fingerprint thing on the side of the door, and then, like, a panel opens, and she peels her eyelid back and, like, and leans forward, and it scans her eye, and then she, like, spits into a container, and the door opens.
Oh my god.
And
That is
you guys
some
are
bloody
in...
shit.
Yeah, and you guys are in a room, and in the room is a big-ass TV screen, and just, like, a steel table. And on the table is just a bunch of different things. They're surprisingly mundane, to be honest. You've got, your cameras have been replaced, but you assume that these are these are all smaller. They're a lot more handheld, and there's not quite a GoPro, like a GoPro if it were way more compact and subtle. There's computers, there's some equipment, there's a baton. There
like
is
a cheerleading baton, or
no, like a
Okay.
cop baton.
Oh.
There is a gun.
oh boy.
Your guide looks at you and she just shakes her head.
I'm not into it nothing. I'm just saying it looks really cool.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. So, part of this whole thing is that, and she picks up the gun, and she, like, hits a little button on the side, and it opens up, and there's, like, a tranquilizer inside. And she says, so I know this is just, like, a tranq gun, but all of you have to promise that you don't let Chris use it ever. And I'm watching you. The Jones is always watching you. And I will get really, really mad if any of you guys let him touch it. We will not.
That's
seems
not.
like
Let him do that.
it's in everyone's best interests, in fact.
Why
Yeah.
don't
Okay,
you
great,
take
well-
it then?
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure. Give it to me. I'm just going to put it in my own neck.
I don't... Hey, so I don't know if that was sarcasm or not.
It was sarcasm. I'm very sorry. I'm from the Bay Area.
Okay, great. So, yeah, one of you guys who isn't Chris, take this, preferably someone who's going to be on the field. And she puts the gun down. And,
Well, I'll probably be fine without it, so one of y'all can take it.
I've got
And
magic
she
now.
looks
I
at-
don't need something like that.
I would
Tessa
prefer-
goes and grabs it the more
Yeah.
Chris keeps whining. He's like, fine. I'll fucking bloody take this.
great. Also, and she leans down and she comes back up with a case. It's a very long case. And she says, so this is for, Mr. Wachowski? And she opens it up and there's a katana.
Oh yeah. Eddie crosses his arms and he kind of looks at it and he's like, well, it looks nice, but I'll need to inspect it first. Ask a couple questions. I gotta know if this is the real deal.
Tessa's
It's pure
fish
Japanese
mouthing
steel, the hardest steel.
How many times was it folded?
I mean, that's lovely and all, but when you're dealing with the supernatural, your weapon's gotta be just as supernatural. You get me?
I bet it was forged by Masamune himself.
Oh, we can only hope, my friend.
again.
Right, well, take this because holding it It hurts my arms.
And he takes it, and he does the thing where he draws the blade a little bit and inspects the blade, and he snaps it back into the hilt.
Dude, when you
the
open the blade just a little, the light from the overhead hits the blade and it glints real fucking cool.
I'm impressed. It'll make a good companion to my knife.
Tessa looks at Amethyst as though she can help her.
Amethyst just nods.
Tessa looks back.
Eddie has
rubs her face.
Eddie has already pushed this the scabbard through a belt loop.
Gosh, I want to note, by the way, that your techie friend, she has a little name tag, and it says Angela, and she's not going to introduce herself, but I just want to refer to her by name.
Okay.
Because that's how we're doing it. And Angela, as she picks up the baton, you see Danny at the table, just she finds the nearest fucking tablet, and she's just, configuring all the settings like a fucking addict. And so Angela picks up the baton and she hands it to Chris.
Yeah!
And she goes, hey, so don't be an idiot and touch anyone while you're doing this, but hit the button on the baton. And as she says that, she leans away.
Hold on. Okay, no, this isn't gonna work for audio effect, but he had been swinging it around like an idiot, and the second she says that, he looks at it like it's fucking a holy grail, and leans it up like it's a lightsaber and clicks the button.
No.
And you hear,
yeah!
Oh.
Give him a stun baton.
I'ma call this.
You think this is a bad idea?
well,
The cow slapper.
Here's the thing, he just seems the most... Listen, it just seemed like a good idea at the time, you guys. So...
You weren't really thinking, were you? Oh, dear.
No.
He's just occasionally clicking the button. He's holding it a safe distance away from everybody else, though. He is being careful. Other than the fact that he keeps engaging it, but whatever.
Yeah, Tessa, if she's anywhere near Chris, she moves further away.
So, I feel bad, but we didn't really, make anything for Tess or Amethyst because you guys have and she shakes her hands by the sides of her head for a minute.
Tess has a gun now, it's fine.
Yeah, but we're kind of relying on you to just... Listen, what I'm saying is you guys can become terrifyingly powerful compared to everyone else, so just,
Yeah, no, I mean, really, I'd rather not have to use this if that's possible, but...
Listen.
I'd also rather not he have it. She just sort of motions her head sideways.
I respect it, Tess, because if there's anything scarier than a wizard, it's a wizard with a gun. Because let me tell you something, everybody. Harry Potter wouldn't have happened if they had fucking guns.
That took place in the 90s.
They still had guns in the 90s.
So she hands Amethyst a knife that's a real ass knife, not a virtual knife. And she says, hey, so this is primitive and I'm sorry, but you might have to do a blood ritual. You never know. So here you go.
She takes it and she's like, a blood ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, okay, I know I said it was primitive, but if you look in the center, if you alright, so if you cut your hand, it will hold the blood in until you hit the release mechanism, and then the blood will come out. So you could just cut your hand and save it for later. Just, hold the blood all inside.
She's clutching it in both hands, right in front of her, yes. It's so exciting.
It's a pretty fancy knife.
I mean, okay, I'm glad you guys think that. So, you guys have your stuff. There's the cameras, there's night vision feature, there's heat features. I'm sure you guys already had that. You hook them up to your chest. I will say, if you want to, use them for reconnaissance purposes, you are going to want to use the handhelds or on tripods because they're, But, that's your stuff. So here's the deal. Here is why we have brought you here. And she turns around and she kind of twitches like she's had too much coffee. And she hits like a little remote and the TV goes on. And the TV opens up to just a view of the mountains, like Appalachia, basically, the Appalachian Mountains. And it's very nice, it's very idyllic. And she says, so recently there has been a string of disappearances around a particular cabin since around the same time last year. There wasn't really much of a commonality between the victims outside of renting this one specific cabin. And the Moody family, who is renting out the cabin, hasn't seemed to be targeted. They haven't reported anything weird. So, the missing persons, or rather, the witnesses, they haven't reported anything too out of the ordinary. They say that they feel as if they are being watched. And some say that the weather has been oddly chilly, even in cases of spring and summer vacations. And usually, why would we even pay attention to that? But some of the witnesses have gotten footage and photographs. So here is the deal. And she hits the thing again, and a video begins to play. So when the video starts, it starts more abrupt than you would think. It's a lot less professional and clean than what you guys are used to, having worked on your TV show. But the video opens to the sound of heavy breathing as someone is just rushing towards the tree line. And as they get closer, you make out a blurry figure. It's shadowed enough, why with the trees and the time of day, it seems to be pretty late, that you don't see much, but you do see that it is distinctly humanoid and very, very tall. And just as the person behind the camera starts to yell something out, the footage cuts off. So Angela, she clicks through a few slides after that, and there's a few blurry photos. They were taken with a phone, so they're not the best resolution up on such a big screen. But they're all mostly the same. It's the tree line, and there is a big humanoid. And in each of these photos, it is turned away from the camera, so you can't quite get a face or features. You just see, what looks like a big person running away.
Well, that's some shit.
Looks like we got a serious cryptid on our hands here.
Out of character, how big? Not above the tree line, is it? Or
Oh, no, it's not taller than any of the trees.
okay. So
you can't really
10
gauge
feet-ish.
You can't gauge that just because
Okay.
you how often do you look at a picture of someone and go hey, they're 6 feet.
Yeah.
And they don't report anything else unusual about the cabin, just that this happens?
Like I said, they feel like they're being watched. Something's definitely stalking around the cabin, and there's this figure, so it's not a person, but
Has
Right.
anybody been hurt?
Oh, right. That's what I forgot to mention. So,
yeah.
a bunch of people are missing.
Oh.
Okay, so missing, like, are there any bodies? Like, any remains or blood or any of
Well,
that?
here's the thing about missing persons. Usually, once you find a dead body, it's just a murder.
Yeah, no, but like, no pieces. She says that and kind of grimaces.
No pieces that could be conclusive. No, I mean, it's
Okay,
a
so
forest.
nothing.
You don't usually find stuff that goes missing inside of it.
Well, I guess we're renting a cabin.
Yeah, well, I didn't make, that's not really my job, but accommodations are being made. The Moody's know that you're arriving. You can talk to them, but they're not really, maybe they'll be more amenable to people who aren't wearing suits.
So they haven't been friendly, I take it?
Not exactly.
How unfriendly are we talking?
Just cagey, not,
Okay.
yeah. So if you guys don't have any more questions, we will get you on the plane.
Questions, folks?
No, I'm good. I mean, like, yeah, I got questions, but they're not really about this, so let's just go.
I ain't really got any questions that you can answer, so
Eddie, don't be rude.
I ain't
Shit's
being rude.
offended at that.
I just
I'm
need
sorry that I asked.
I just need to see the actual, the plate, scope it out a bit before I can ask the question.
Oh, that's
So,
legit.
this footage was by a witness that was found, I'm guessing, not someone that went missing, right?
Yeah, no, they were just renting out the cabin.
Okay. Alright. Cool, I think.
It was congruent with a missing person, but this was not the person that went missing.
Okay, so you don't got, like, images or anything of those missing people?
No, we don't have any Blair Witch movies.
That's good.
What about dossiers on the people who did go missing? Like names.
Wait, what?
Dossiers on the people who did go missing? Like names and dates and things?
Oh, she, looks through, she gets out her own tablet because we're in the age of technology. It's really weird that Jones was using paper, because fucking no one else was.
She's just old-fashioned.
Yeah, and she's just like, well, like I said, there's no real commonality between the victims. Someone went missing around April this year. We've got around December. We've got around June. But there's no connection aside from the cabin.
Okay, alright, good enough.
Okay.
So you guys get sent on your fucking way, and you endure a long ass travel because either they're keeping teleportation from you, or they just don't have it yet. In defense of the organization, you do fly first class, so that's great.
Hey, put my legs somewhere.
Chris sleeps. Just sleeps the whole way.
You so on the plane movies, you get a choice between the Slender Man movie, Bridesmaids, Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
Whoa, hold on. Chris is up and watching Hot
Groundhog Day.
Fuzz.
Hey,
Sorry,
Hot
what was
Fuzz,
the last
Hot
one?
Fuzz is legit great.
Yeah.
And Groundhog Day.
Oh, Groundhog Day, baby. Yeah.
Amethyst is definitely watching Groundhog Day.
Tessa does
Don't
not
worry.
care. She's not going to get in the middle of this.
And
She's got the
Eddie brought
TV
his-
and Amethyst and Malin just like.
And he brought his own like tablet with his movies on it, and he mentions that he's gonna do some research on like cabins, and then later on you see him watching Evil Dead.
Tessa probably just has earphones in the entire time. She's like, nah.
I want to note that you guys have been reunited with some of your team. So Danny is there, of course. Danny's always there. And there is... Oh no. Where did my notes go?
Uh-oh.
Quick,
Marcel?
talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, Marcel and then...
Oakley. What happened to Oakley?
Oakley
You
was the one they
guys-
were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen Oakley. In fact, you guys have been asked about Oakley enough to certainly be suspicious, but you haven't heard from Oakley. You haven't heard shit.
Hmm.
And one of your cameramen, Joey, is there, but he's napping, and Marcel is fucking reading a dissertation on why Harry Potter and the Cursed Child sucks.
Hey, Marcel. Is it true that Harry Potter wouldn't have happened without guns? I said it, but I didn't.
Harry Potter took place in the 90s.
Guns ain't new.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Guns existed, Eddie.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, like,
Chris-
no one had a gun. If someone had one, Harry Potter wouldn't have happened. Fucking wizards
Well, here's
off,
the thing.
casting
I'm
spells,
gonna stop you. I'm gonna
saying
stop you right there.
Expelliarmus, and someone's
The
like,
best
blap.
part about the Harry Potter franchise is that Harry is deeply unobservant. So, that being said, you can headcanon anything, and technically it's not true until proven otherwise.
So, someone killed Voldemort with a gun. Alright.
No, because that's been proven otherwise within the text. But you could say that, Arthur Weasley had a rifle the whole time and Harry just didn't notice.
No. No. Alright,
I mean, even if he did have a gun, Arthur Weasley doesn't know how to use anything the human side of the world.
That's
Yeah.
it. But what if multiple muggles just took guns into Hogwarts?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, them poor wizards wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Like,
Well, we also don't have proof that wizards don't have bullet shielding charms. So
But we don't know that they do either.
the evidence of absence is not the absence of evidence. Is that?
That's called
Well-
devil's proof.
I mean, I
Alright,
always
cool.
assumed a big reason why the wizarding world was so secret is because they wouldn't stand a chance against the Muggle world.
I think that's just a case of the majority. I don't think that has anything to do with guns.
No, it's totally guns. Alright, I'm good.
So we travel through time, and we arrive at a cabin, and it is, paranormal pandemic time. It travels a little different than real world time. So it's around that time of year where the leaves are beginning to change. It's very pretty. There's this just ocean of orange and red, and dappled within are hints of yellow and brown, and the mountains crest up. And you're on those paths that are just a little steep enough that when you go down, you feel that drop in your stomach. And you arrive at the cabin. It's 2 stories. It's it's very nice. There's nothing particularly spooky about it. It's pretty quaint. It looks like the kind of place you would want to vacation in. There's a front. It's I guess more of a stoop than a deck, but it's there. There's a rocking chair. There's a balcony just above it. And outside of the cabin is a pickup truck. It's like an ugly orange. It's not a flattering orange, but it's not like bright orange. You know, it's a deep,
Kind
gross
brown
orange.
orange.
Yeah.
Pumpkin-y.
And leaning against it is a guy, and he's got long dark hair. He's wearing a sick denim jacket, just a good denim jacket. And standing next to him is a young woman, shorter, dark hair also. They're both like, you know, dark skin, dark hair. Or brown skin, dark hair, rather. And she looks trendy. She's got like a big beige scarf, a cute cream beanie, and she's like doddering on her phone, probably, you know, fucking playing Candy Crush, I don't know. And as you guys pull up, they see your car, and they're not, you know, immediately friendly. They're not rushing to greet you like you tend to be used to with running your TV show. But they do walk up and they give you a wave and they wait for you to get out.
All right, everybody be nice to these people, huh?
I'm always
Yes,
nice.
please.
Yeah, and the right kind of nice, though.
Oh. Alright. I'll be quiet then.
Good boy.
No.
And then he gets up.
Yeah, Tessa gets out too. She puts her headphones and all that stuff away. Hidden away in her pockets.
So they walk up to you and the guy speaks and he's like, "So are you guys the authorities?"
Authorities.
Something like that.
Well, we are here to investigate the issues you've been having at the cabin. I don't know if I would call us authorities.
We're authority on the issues.
Yeah.
The girl pipes up and she's like, "Oh, investigators. You see, I like that so much better. So, hi." And she wiggles her fingers in a wave.
Hello.
And she says, "I'm Sophia. This is my brother Jonathan. Our uncle he's away. He's always away. And he's kind of put us in charge of the cabin. So, yeah."
Hi, I'm Tessa. Nice to meet you. She kind of looks at the others like, are you all gonna introduce yourselves? Or
Oh, hi, I'm Chris.
My name's Eddie. A lot of people like to call me the Hawk.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
That was your mistake.
Yeah.
I'm Mel. And he'll introduce the rest of the crew as well if they're not speaking up, just so everybody knows.
Does he also introduce Amethyst? Because if he doesn't, then Sophia and Jonathan look at Amethyst really expectantly.
He just looks at Amethyst too. He joins the
Cool.
chorus.
oh no, Nino. Is Nino even here?
Nino, are you there? Did we lose you?
Are you muted? Because you're not. No.
Are you muted? Did you fall asleep?
Maybe Doggo needed something.
Oh, possible.
That is
Oh
possible.
my gosh. Alright, so
Amethyst gets introduced either by someone or she
Yeah.
does it herself.
eventually the silence gets unbearable when someone introduces Amethyst. And yeah, so they They're not immediately accommodating. They just kind of turn and point to the cabin, and Jonathan goes, "Yeah, so that's the cabin."
Have you guys stayed in it before? Have you ever had any strange experiences with it?
Yeah, but I mean, not long. We stay here sometimes. Like, it can be a bit of trouble driving all the way up the mountain and leaving if it's, if the weather's too bad or it gets too dark. So sometimes we stay when we have to fix something up.
But
usually
nothing.
we're the ones cleaning after people.
Yeah. Nothing strange happens though, huh? This is the first you've heard of it?
Yeah, I mean, we've never noticed anything weird, no.
Huh.
So we're free to like look around and stuff. Is there anywhere we shouldn't go?
Well, and he kind of he's trying to think, and that's when Sophia pipes up, and she's like, "Yeah, he doesn't spend as much time inside the cabin as I do. He tends to take care of the stuff outside. Is there anything weird outside?" And she looks at him, and he is like, "There's trees. There's no." And she goes,
I
"Yeah,
mean, trees can be suspicious and mysterious sometimes.
yeah, I guess. There's nothing really weird about the inside. There's an attic, and you can go in that, but our uncle tends to keep the basement locked because he's got his office in there. So, I mean, we don't have the keys for that. I wouldn't suggest going there, but
Alright, that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, it's not like he's gonna yell at you for it if you do.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I think we'll just start looking around then, right? She sort
Yeah.
of looks, nods,
Thanks for
and she
meeting us
takes a
here.
deep breath because she's remembering the last time when she went into a place and she's like, "Oh boy."
All right, Eddie. You ready to do our thing?
I'm always ready.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Tessa looks back and she's like, "Will you guys be hanging around if we like have any questions or something?"
We don't plan on it, no.
All right, fair. Then I guess we'll see you later. She waves.
Yeah, and Jonathan throws you like a pair of spare keys. And he goes, "Yeah, we're gonna leave you guys. I guess the organization has our phone number, so we'll come back when you're done, but we're not too keen on staying up here."
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, don't you worry about a thing. We'll get it taken care of.
Well-
They both look kind of uncomfortable. You guys, like, so the game takes place in the real world, and it's clear that they're either part or predominantly Native American, so you're gonna guess that their experience with the authorities
Yeah.
has not been warm. Like, they look incredibly like, are these guys gonna detain us? Like, they don't look like they want to deal with you guys any longer than they have to. So they're like, and they put on that afraid smile. And just go back to the ugly truck and get the fuck in.
Bye, ugly truck.
Yeah, Tessa does not drag out that awkward shit, and she's going
Yeah.
straight up to the house, and if this is the beginning of a mystery, she's gonna do her thing.
Cool. Let me. Yeah, you gotta roll.
Yeah, let's see. Okay,
First
so
roll of the night.
fuck. What's the we roll what? Like was it like 2d6
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
2d6.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you add your beard.
And plus oh boy. All right, 10.
Okay, so...
Yet again.
Alright. So, y'all are just gonna stay in the room for this. Because I'm not the one recording. But you walk into the room, and as is what tends to happen whenever you start an investigation, your vision begins to tunnel and it closes in and it closes in until there's nothing but a single white point in the darkness. And eventually that too is gone. And when you open your eyes, as if blinking, you are standing in the snow. And there is a person next to you. They are wearing a blue jacket. Really, like, it's not suited for the snow. It's definitely suited for a much warmer day. Yellow stripes through it. And they're shivering. And you can't see their face, and you walk around them, and it's so cold. It's freezing. You're not prepared for this. It's the kind of cold where when you breathe in, it stings your throat, and it feels like pins going through your lungs. And you walk around to face this person, and when they look at you, you see these wild eyes, just pure unrestrained fear in their face, their sunken in face, and they're clutching their wrist. And you look at the hand that they're clutching, and the tips of their index finger and middle finger are just gone. They've been ground down so that there's the bone protruding, but all of the skin, all of the muscle is slowly been removed until there's nothing but like this viscera and this bone tip point. And you open your mouth as if, the revulsion gets to you. You might scream, you might vomit. You don't know because you blink and you are in a cabin, and the cabin is friendly and pleasant and quite frankly not a dark snowy wood, and there's certainly no one bleeding inside of it.
Oh boy. Like the person's face, could she make anything out? Like it wasn't one of the people she just met, was it? Or
I mean, you don't think so, but you can't say for certain.
okay. Okay. Yeah, Tessa, like she steps in and like I don't know if she was first or what, but she just kind of stops and she kind of lurches and sort of coughs and holds her hands up to her mouth and backs up a little bit. So if anyone's behind her, she probably backs into them.
Well,
and
that's a
she's
good
like,
sign.
Oh shit, Tess! Oh no. You alright? No, you're not alright.
Having another one of those visions?
She's blinking a few times. You might not be able to tell through her glasses, but she's just like, yeah. Fuck. Yeah. She's sort of rubbing her hands as like residual feeling cold, but she's not feeling cold anymore, so it's kind of weird. And she's like, She's just looking around for somewhere to sit. Is there like a couch or a chair?
Yeah, there's by the fireplace, there's like a clutter of furniture, like a big red couch, a
Okay.
red
yeah.
orange chair, and then like a rocking chair, but that's probably not great for that.
Yeah. She goes over and sits down on the couch for a second. Okay, fuck. What? Ugh. Well, okay, it wasn't as bad as last time. Thank whatever. But, shit. Okay, yeah, I had a vision. But it wasn't in here, it was outside. It's like there's snow. It was really fucking cold, and there's this person that had like a blue jacket with a yellow stripe on it. It wasn't meant for being outside that cold weather. And they were freaking out, and rightfully, like, I don't know what happened to them, but like, some of their fingers were like just fucking gone. They were just, there's blood everywhere, there's like bones sticking out. Like, muscle and stuff was gone. It was disgusting. And they were looking at me with, like, wild, pure fear in their fucking eyes. And I don't recognize them. But that's not a good thing, certainly.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me
Nope.
neither.
Doesn't sound great.
I don't really know, like... Last time, though, like, I saw someone I recognized. This time it's like, I don't even know who the fuck that was. No one else is here, is there?
Not
She's
that
just kind
we've
of
been told.
looking around.
I mean, sure, there's something else here. Otherwise, we
Oh, well,
wouldn't
yeah,
be.
no, I mean, like, somebody, like a person.
Not one that I've seen.
Not high.
She takes in a few breaths, and she's sort of like, I want some water. She pulls out, she probably has like a water bottle on her or something. She just,
Raw water.
yeah, just, it's fine.
Raw water is banned from the facility.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, right?
Activated charcoal lattes too.
Jesus.
Especially not allowed.
She takes a few drinks of water and she eventually gets up. It's like, woof, okay, fuck. Alright, so, if we meet anybody not, like, out in the snow or whatever, how about we don't bring them there? Don't let them go out there? I don't fucking know. I don't know how to deal with this yet. Shit.
We'll do what we did last time and just wing it.
Yeah, not listen to me
I'm
at
not-
all.
I'm
I don't know
not-
what would have happened if we actually did listen to me.
It was
It's probably a
fine.
lot better outcome.
It was fine.
Says the one who almost beat a girl to death. Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake on your part.
God.
Tessa gets up.
I'm all for beating up the ghosties and the baddies when they deserve it too. But this one was
From a rocking chair, by the way, you see Danny, and she is just furiously putting shit into her tablet. And she says, by the way, instructions say that we should, try to find any missing persons. So maybe you're on the right track, but also
Oh.
we have
Shit.
to remember the cameras, please. And you see Marcel and Joey kind of setting shit up like they used to. Even though, like, they're looking at each other like they don't know how the fuck they're gonna do that with, not ghosts. But, fuck it, I guess they're going into cryptid business now.
Yeah.
Time to adapt, boys.
I mean, Eddie's probably happy about more of a cryptid guy anyway.
Yeah, Chris is down with it too.
Tessa thinks for a moment. She's like, none of you have a blue jacket, do you? No one here.
Not
Mention
here.
Not one that I brought with me.
Blue doesn't go well with my eyes.
You gotta keep thinking
she
about
kind
that.
of looks over at the camera crew. No blue jackets.
Joey is wearing a green jacket, and Marcel has a blue jacket, but it doesn't have a stripe through it, so that can't be
Okay.
him.
And it's like, alright, okay. Well, that's good. None of us. Right, so possible victim, missing person, missing their fingers too. Great.
Keep my eyes open for fingertips.
Yeah, and you know what? We might want to do we got any hold on. She starts looking around the place and she's looking at photographs, but she's also looking for blankets or stuff that you might just throw on the couch. Yeah, just vomit on the couch.
Kill it.
This photo's so disgusting. Blah.
So, I'm sorry. Where are you looking for blankets?
She's just looking around because they haven't really investigated much of this place yet. So she's wandering around looking at things, but she's keeping an eye out for stuff like that
Okay.
they can gather together for warmth if need be, or any photographs of people.
Here is the deal. There are no photographs because it's a rent-a-cabin, and
Yeah.
that would be weird.
Who knows? Weird shit.
There,
Man.
the bottom floor is open, so you've got, it's like a common area kind of. We've got the fireplace and the collection of couches around it. There's a TV. There's a dining table where Marcel and Joey have set up camp, and then the kitchen. There are 2 doors and a set of stairs that lead upstairs.
Okay.
I guess there's 3 doors because there's the front door, but fucking duh.
Yeah, well, she's gonna try to go open some of the doors if there's nothing around that she sees immediately.
Okay, so the door, the leftmost door is, it's locked, so you assume that's the basement. The other door opens to a closet, just like a where you put blankets, and there are blankets and a
Sick.
broom and shit.
Well, she takes out the blankets.
They're
doesn't
nice
really know what
blankets. They're tastefully made. Some of them are in geometric patterns, like some of the tapestries on the wall. Others look like they were bought either at one of the have you ever gone to a flea market in the country? Because I've been to one once, mountain country. Because there's
I live 5 minutes away from a flea market.
There's a wolf blanket, one of the wolf blankets in that kind of place.
Yeah. Okay. She grabs all of them. She's not discriminatory. And she brings them out and she's like, we go out there, want to make sure to stay warm and keep warm anybody we find. Okay, now for looking for cryptid, creepy shit. Is the cameras ready over there?
Yep. And Danny lifts up her finger and goes, oh, and reminder, if you guys find a cryptid, that sounds weird. I really don't like this conceptually. Anyway, if you guys find anything out there, they want you to try and incapacitate it. It sounds like they want you to bring it back, but I feel like since, don't die.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna echo that sentiment.
Don't worry, if you see one, just let me know.
I can deal with disappointing the Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got. Tessa sort of belated realizes that she has the trank gun, and she immediately is starting to regret that decision.
Hey, Tess.
No. Shit. Okay. I don't even know what we're fucking looking for at this point. Well,
Well, I'm gonna
You
go
guys-
looking.
yeah.
I want to note that it is still light outside. It is the daytime. It's around like late morning, early afternoon.
In that case, I think Mel is also going to have a look around. He's going to look around outside near the tree line where they saw a lot of those videos take place.
Cool. Is anyone going to join Melon?
Come with the Melon.
Eddie'll go with him.
So, let's see. I just need to look through the rolls again to see what I would like you to roll. How did I over prepared.
Yeah.
So if you just roll to investigate a mystery. If either of you guys have any relevant skills, you can also use that.
Do I have any relevant skill?
Good roll.
Shit, where'd my character sheet go?
Yeah. Nope.
Dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing. What'd you say, Dora?
I have connected the dots, but there's not enough. We haven't learned
Dots.
enough to. Yeah, there's no dots to connect yet. Yeah, Eddie'll just roll like investigate a mystery.
Yeah, it's investigate a mystery.
Yeah, so it's
Sharp. 2d6 plus sharp.
yeah.
My good
Okay,
old
okay.
minus
So,
one. Am I the only one with a minus to sharp?
I mean, you still beat me.
So, Mel, you're a fucking nerd and you don't see shit.
Cool.
Yeah. You don't know anything about the woods.
No.
Yeah.
What are these? These are growing on.
You're out here like the trees change color. Anyway, Chris and Eddie, you guys with your sharp senses, you're like feral cats. you manage to sniff out. Well, you don't actually sniff it out. You're nothing like feral cats. What you see is a break in the foliage, and when you go to move in and see what that's about, you notice a footprint, and you could say that it's a big footprint.
That's a big footprint.
Is it shaped like a human footprint?
It's like near human.
Eddie scratches his chin scruff, and he's starting to wonder if we might have us a squatch.
Well, alright.
No
all right.
response to that.
Yeah,
Everyone's
that's,
just like, well.
Eddie, you're the expert.
Is it just one footprint, or are there more?
You look up, and you see one footprint, and then you see another footprint, and then you see another footprint, but then it just stops.
It's
He's
a
gonna
flying
follow.
squatch.
Sasquatches don't fly, but they can climb trees and probably swing from them. So
Oh. Huh. Maybe it's... What if a squatch can fly? Maybe we just not seen it fly before. All right, I'll be quiet.
Well, that'll be news to me then. And if it's news to me, it's news to everybody. So
So we're gonna just flash back to the interrogation room.
Oh no.
And so sitting before you, Tessa, is Jones Epsilon.
Oh boy.
And she looks at you and goes, so what do you feel was the general group attitude after finding the footprints?
Well, I wasn't out there, but
Yes, I know you aren't in this footage. And she lifts up the iPad and shows footage of the footprints.
First of all, I think I should have said something sooner instead of just, following it, but I don't. She sort of like pauses and she's just like, I think they might have jumped ahead a bit quickly.
And then we flash back to the cabin.
Oh, hey, now we see the cabin.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to put you guys on there. Oh, well, theater of the mind. So you're back at the cabin.
She's been gone for a while.
Are we
Wait,
still
what?
out in the woods?
Yeah, you're not. You guys didn't go that far. Like,
I mean, for Mel, we're like, in Canada now, so. I
you
can't see the
turned
cabin.
and the cabin is there.
I was just gonna say, I can't see the cabin. I think we should go back. And then he turns around. Okay.
Mel, I understand that the woods are scary to you bay folk, but Eddie and I, we got this.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Wow.
What, that we got the...
That you have it so thoroughly that I will be transported to whatever fey land is further into these awful trees.
I mean,
Oh,
Eddie and I got stuck in a bathroom a little while ago, so you'll be fine.
As if that was
even
reassuring.
if something does happen, we'll be there to protect you, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got my stun baton, and then he just turns it on.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to the cabin while I can still see it. And Mel just turns around and leaves.
Alright, Eddie, it's
Like,
just
nah.
it's just you and I again, buddy.
It's like when you
Yeah.
try to bring a cat outside.
Yeah. Mel doesn't like weather. All weather.
Suppose it's up to us to get the job done, as usual.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I wear the stars.
That's right.
He's gay. I'm gonna inform the ladies of what's happening and the rest of the crew.
Okay, they seem, Danny's like, are you sure that's letting them wander? Oh, never.
Wait, what? You found...
I mean, we could all three be out there and be stupid together if you would prefer. Yeah.
So what, they're
Marcel
just following
says
a
from the
fucking
table-
weird footprints into the woods.
Marcel says from the table, so one, you guys are technically being sent to investigate the missing people in the woods. Just reminding everyone here. Two, we have their cameras right here on screen. And you just see, like,
Right.
a feed of, like, of, like, Eddie's chest and, like, Chris's chest because they're not quite face-level cameras.
Do the cameras have audio, by the way?
Yo, they absolutely do.
Alright.
You guys also have your little earpieces. You can communicate.
Sick.
Yeah, but it's better if it's like a not purposeful communication.
Oh yeah, fucking everything that
Yeah.
Eddie and Chris are saying will be broadcast.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Eddie and Chris, what are you doing?
I guess they're still investigating.
Yep.
Okay, so you're just gonna try to follow these big feet?
Yeah, following the big feet.
You know, these are bigger than my pappy's feet. My pappy had size 14 feet.
Well, unless your pappy's a Sasquatch, which, I mean, if I'm being honest, that wouldn't surprise me that much. You got,
Yeah, me neither.
you got
It's like
like,
telling your friend you're a superhero.
you got like half the strength of a Sasquatch, which is pretty impressive by human standard.
Oh, shucks, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I mean, I don't even really work out. This is just our natural.
Out of character, I just have to say I love how hung up Chris is on feet today.
Yeah,
a little
okay,
bit
no,
weird.
that reminds me. By the way, he begrudgingly wears the boots, but he has his flip-flops on him at all times.
Hanging
Just
off his
kind of
belt.
expecting
Yeah.
him to cut like the toe area of the boot open, so he has open-toed boots.
Naruto.
Naruto boot.
Oh my god.
No,
God.
he's got his flip-flops hanging off of his belt.
Jesus.
And they're
I will
like-
note, sadly, the boots are too powerful to cut the toe.
Yeah, no, he probably spent like a solid hour trying and then gave up.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's a few scuffs where the knife was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I want to know. You guys are walking, and you are going further into the forest. No path. No feet.
No path, no feet.
Yeah. I just want you guys to know, like, there's no path. So you guys can roll to like try to find more clues if you would like. You can investigate a mystery.
Yeah. Chris will do that again. Why not?
Yeah, I'll keep searching, I guess.
Nope.
Oh dear.
Our internet is making for a very poor streaming experience, by the way.
Oh, great. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chris, you're so hung up on those big toes that you don't really, you're just blindsided by everything else. You've lost sight of what's important. But Eddie, you don't see footprints anymore, but you definitely see hints that something was going through the trees. Perhaps your swinging from tree to tree theory is correct, because there are branches that have been snapped in, like, you know, places where they should not be. And you keep walking, and you keep walking, and you're further into the woods than you planned. Really? You didn't think this one through.
Eventually Tessa's gonna leave the cabin and she's gonna go out where she thinks they headed off to and just kind of yell into the woods. Cause she can't see them, can she?
Yeah,
No!
once it's very obvious
Yeah.
the trail has gone completely cold, Eddie's gonna be like, well, ain't much for it now.
She talks
Let's
into
turn
her
back.
communicator, but she also kind of yells into the woods, like covering her hand over it. And she's like, "Where are you guys?"
In the woods.
Yeah, I know you're in the woods, but
We're
are
doing
you
what we
gonna
came
come
here
back? Are
to
you gonna
do.
keep going?
No, we're coming back.
I
Yeah.
want to know.
The Squatch is a wily one.
I want to note though, the trail isn't going cold. There is promise of more of a trail. Like, maybe not footprints, maybe more footprints. You don't fucking know. The thing is, you're deep in the fucking Appalachian Mountains. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And so you guys can choose to go find Tess or keep going.
Um,
Well, what do you think we should do?
I didn't pack no granola bar, so let's go back for now.
All right. Just let's
Oh.
not forget where we are. Don't want to lose.
It's like all Chris needs is trail mix and a gun.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
So here's the problem. You guys you don't know where the fuck you are. So I would like you to please roll to read a bad situation.
Okay.
Uh,
Which one? That's sharp?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
well,
God, here's the thing. Through Chris's point of view, he's just like the coolest. Like, Chris, you are on top of your game in your head. You're like, oh yeah, I know where we're going. But Eddie actually knows where you're going.
yeah, that sounds right.
And Eddie, your guardian angel in this potentially dire time, leads you back to the tree line to a worried Tess.
I told you we weren't that far up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
okay.
need to have
so-
faith in us.
Well, here's the thing. If you're gonna wander off in the woods following footprints of a potential cryptid stealing people, you might want to be a little bit more prepared, you know?
Yeah,
Eddie-
that's
You don't
why
get,
we.
like, lost in the
Eddie-
woods instead of lost in the bathroom.
Eddie pats the hilt of his katana, which he's had it the whole time, by the way. Ever since they probably got it back from airport security or whatever. It's like, I got everything I need.
Yeah, see, he's fine. I mean, I didn't have my trail mix, so that's why we came back.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I mean, can you blame him? Man's got to eat.
yeah. Especially if we're out
Yeah,
in them
you all
there
got-
woods. I don't want to get. I do not
You
want.
probably need food and water and
I mean, it's
some
snow.
sense of direction that isn't just guessing. Come
Oh
on.
god, speaking of eating, is there food in the kitchen?
Would you like to look?
Yeah, he's gonna go check that out.
Okay, so
The important
there
things here.
is you open up a cabinet and there's fucking nothing but salt and pepper and turmeric. And you open the fridge and there's a couple bottled water. You have ramen noodle packets.
Oh,
And
just like
Chex Mix.
college.
Shit.
Wow.
And then and then you have like provisional food, like, the astronaut fucking.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Well, who's up for ramen casserole tonight? Turmeric.
Ew.
Lovely.
I am an open-minded individual, but my mind is not that open.
Think to bring any, I don't know,
It's
real
vegan.
food?
I mean, did they bring food? I feel like they would have. Like, when you're on a plane trip to some weird place, at least I bring some food. Like,
I mean, you have food that's made for function and not form.
Okay. yeah, that's
Like,
fair.
you've got your astronaut packets. They'll
Astronaut package.
they'll feed you. They
Alright.
just don't taste great.
So wait, we have like MREs.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Good.
And also, speaking, this isn't me saying, oh, this didn't happen to me because it's embarrassing. This is actually just a third-hand story, but my ex knew someone who ate so many MREs, they shit themselves. So keep that in mind. I might make you roll to shit yourself if you agree.
Jeez.
God.
Yeah, all right. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, listen, if you guys want to take your chances,
No.
there's nothing stopping you from trying to order out some Dominoes up to the Appalachian cabin, but like,
It's tempting.
Yeah.
Mel would be so mad that there's no delivery out here.
The
The
pizza
fuck is
guy.
seamless, you
The
know?
pizza guy gets murdered.
Oh my god.
Seamless does exist. Listen, I'm not saying you can't order out. I'm just saying consider the consequences.
Oh,
The
God.
cryptid gets a taste of pizza and can't get enough.
Yeah.
Migrates down to closer to civilization.
It needs Papa John.
Well, Chris is gonna eat an MRE.
Mel is gonna make ramen casserole with turmeric.
Tessa's not gonna eat. She's gonna investigate around upstairs.
Why
So,
turmeric?
What do
Because
they?
it's in the cabinet.
You said they had like ramen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just heats up water and like makes a couple cups of ramen.
Cool.
What kind of
I
MRE
wanna-
is Chris able to eat?
Okay, so here's your menu.
Uh-huh.
You get carbohydrate fortified beverage powder.
Uh-huh.
You can get chili with beans. You can get spaghetti and beef sauce or
Yeah.
chicken chunks.
Chris goes for the spaghetti and beef sauce.
Oh no!
If you're feeling kind of peckish, you can also get wet pack fruits.
No, just the spaghetti and meat sauce.
All right. I also want to note there's like Chex Mix that was also in the kitchen.
That's
He's
going in
pocketed
a
that.
ramen
He's
casserole.
pocketed that and just shoved it into his pot. Like
Oh,
his.
God.
He
You
has a
can't
pocket.
shove an entire box of Chex Mix
No,
into
he
your
just
pocket.
he just poured some out
No.
and shoved it in his pocket.
Oh
But
no!
he can sure as hell try.
Yeah, he put as much as he could in his pocket.
Wow.
His right pocket is just a Chex Mix pocket.
Come on, man. I was gonna sprinkle that on top of the casserole. What are you doing?
Mel,
What?
no,
Yeah.
it's mine now.
And he
Well, I
just
mean-
comes back with like a cup of like cup noodle he's eating.
Normal
kind of-
ramen.
Put your hands all over it, I guess.
Yeah, it's mine
It's
now.
in his pocket. It's like tater tot pocket now.
Yeah.
So, Chris.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll to act under pressure.
All
Don't
right.
ask why, just do it.
Hold on. Oh, cool. I got a +1. Oops. Roll 2d6. Yeah.
Okay,
Damn.
so Danny has come up behind you and she tries to stick her hand in your pocket to get some of the Chex Mix, but like really fast with your lightning reflexes.
Be gone, foul witch!
I tried, Mr. Husk, I'm sorry.
Touch not my mix of the Chexes!
What? That was risky, Danny. I don't know.
The power of Cheeto compels you!
You're not gonna get that trail mix from him. He's got reflexes like a cat. I know, because I taught him.
Hiya!
I feel like Tess was going to go upstairs, and then she heard this, and she just
Stupid
kind of
happened.
stood at the stairwell listening, like with this blank expression.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I also want to note, because I'm not a total sadist, you guys have as much coffee as you want.
Okay,
That's
so we
good.
can, like, you know, dehydrate and
In
get the
every
shits that
single,
way.
in every single session of Paranormal Pandemic, please assume that you always have access to coffee, and if you don't, then I'm actually going to torture you.
It's like
Canary.
Chris does not poison
infinite-
himself that way.
infinite dimension of coffee.
It is a drug, and I do not drink or partake in the drugs.
That's alright, never mind. And he drinks another pot of coffee.
Yeah.
Another pot.
And he gets a bunch of coffee.
Tessa starts going upstairs now.
Makes a
Stop
problem
listening to
coffee if somebody doesn't stop him.
So, you're going upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
She
go
might have
upstairs.
gestured one of the camera people to follow her. She's not entirely sure what she's gonna find, but you know.
I mean, you got your own camera, but
Oh, well,
Joey fucking comes up with you anyway.
he probably doesn't want to deal with it either.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to escape.
He comes up next to you and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
don't tell anyone, but I got the stuff."
What?
Stuff, he says with a little more emphasis, and sliding out from his hoodie pocket, he reveals packages of hot cocoa. And he just slides it back and he nods knowingly, like, yeah.
Yeah, she just nods back to him and clicks her tongue like, yep.
That's the
Keeps
stuff.
heading up.
So you're upstairs and, you know, there's a hallway, but it's not the same as the last house.
Yeah.
It's
Thank God.
it's less cramped, it's a little more open. There's like, how do I describe it? Immediately towards the stairs, because they kind of go up on a wall, there's a room, then there's a room on the other side of the hall, a room on, like, 2 rooms at the end of the hall, a little inlet for laundry, and then, like, a bathroom.
Okay. So, like, out of curiosity, like the thing for laundry, right? Is it one of those old-fashioned things where you just shove all the laundry in this hole in the wall and it goes down to the
Oh, no.
basement?
It's like a washer and a dryer.
Okay. Because that's what I immediately thought of for some reason. All right. Yeah, she's just gonna start kind of poking around the rooms. Just
Okay.
not really looking for anything in particular, just anything kind of weird.
Do you just go through, like, the first door near the stairs?
Yeah, she's just gonna go through them like in order that are closest to her.
Okay, so the first room, single bed, like, it looks like it was decorated when hipsters were fairly popular, so you've got, like, a decorative pillow with arrows on it.
Jesus.
Nothing substantial. There's a bed, there's a dresser, there's a closet.
All right, yeah. She might like just open the closet, expecting not anything to be in there. Kind of
So
like,
you open the closet,
it's-
and at the top of the closet, there's a box. It's definitely some sort of Hasbro box.
Hasbro box.
Oh man, what could it be?
Yeah, she just looks out of curiosity.
So you pick up the box, the Hasbro box, the company known for creating,
Games.
well, not creating, but serializing Ouija boards. And you look at it, and the most evil of boards is now in your hands. Monopoly.
Yeah. That's-
And this is how the
No.
group breaks apart.
Risk is pretty evil.
Yeah.
yeah.
Settlers of Catan.
She kind of, she's holding it. She sort of looks over at his name's Joey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she sort of looks over at Joey and she puts it on the bed, and then she leaves the room.
Joey looks at Monopoly and is like, "Oh, sweet Monopoly!"
Oh no.
She lets
He-
him decide that fate. If he wants to bring it or not.
He tucks it under his arm and follows you. Oh man, I haven't played this in forever.
Yeah, me neither. So then she sort of closes the door, or puts it however it was before, and then goes to the next room. She's gonna
This
go through them
room,
all.
it's got 2 beds. It's decorated a little less stupid, but like they've put up fairy lights for decoration, so you can be the judge of that. There's no closet in this one, just a dresser, a big dresser, and a nightstand. There's windows, but I feel like that's a given. It's a cabin.
Yeah. What side of the house are the windows facing? Is it like the side where Eddie and Chris wandered off into the woods?
No. Also, I want to note, there is a door all the way on the other side of the hall that leads to the balcony, but it's a balcony.
Okay.
But no. So where Eddie and Chris went off into the woods, it was like at the front of the house to like the left if you're facing outwards, and this is like behind.
All right. So like over here in terms of the picture, they went that way, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And this, all right, cool. She briefly looks out the window. She doesn't really mess around either. Like she's sort of imagining most of the rooms are going to be sparse. So she's just kind of looking for anything that immediately stands out to her. So just kind of glancing through things, not in-depth investigation.
You're not getting any like weird feeling.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
She's kind of just doing it because, you know, to be thorough.
Yeah, there's not much to the inside of the cabin. It seems like they've been renting it out for a while, and so there's not a lot of personality to it since people are just kind of breezing in and out. It's just meant to look nice.
Okay. So eventually she'll go out to the balcony. And where does that overlook?
Where does what?
The balcony.
Oh, it's the front of the house.
Okay. So she can that's where she could see where they went, right?
Yeah.
She's actually going to sort of look around. I'm not entirely sure how the balcony's set up, if it's just sort of like a walkout, or if it's sort of like enclosed all the way.
No, it's a walkout. It's not enclosed. It's open. It's already.
All right, so she sort of looks on the rails, see if there's any weird markings on the rails.
You look on the rails, you don't see anything. It looks like some little shit fucking, you know those S signs?
Yeah.
That you see?
No.
Yeah, some little asshole scribbled that into the wood. You are on the rail, you are on the balcony. It should be idyllic, but you feel watched. You feel like something has its eyes on you.
Okay. She's gonna, keeping in mind what she heard Chris and Eddie talk about with the thing in the trees, she's kind of gonna scan the tree line, sort of, especially if she's feeling watched, to see if she can see anything more broken tree limbs in view, or she's half suspicious if that thing might come up to the balcony. So she's kind of looking for any sign of that, especially if she's getting an off feeling out here.
Okay, you could roll to investigate a mystery, or if you have a roll that is on your list that you think is applicable, you can do that too.
Okay. I'm guessing there isn't any invisible magical influences here. So yeah, I'm just gonna roll for investigate mystery. Sharp. So 2d6. That. 11.
Okay. You are looking out to the trees. There's this, how would I put it? There's this sense of all at once you feel very open, you feel very free, almost, that feeling that you get in nature where you don't necessarily feel as confined as you would in the city, but you also feel disoriented. There's so much, and when you try to focus in, everything seems to blend together. And it's almost through this that you notice an outlier. And that is out in the tree line. There is just, you almost don't see it. You almost think that it's like a trick of the mind or just a gnarl in the bark, but you see what is distinctly a hand that has come around the tree, far, far taller than it has any business being. And it's just, it's difficult to describe. It's not pale in that it's white. It's not just one color. In fact, it's just this it's difficult even for you to comprehend the way the skin looks.
Sort of phosphorescent.
It's like gray and faded in places and lighter in others and darker in others. The fingertips in particular are like this deep, and you...
Oh, sorry, you cut out.
Oh, the fingertips in particular are this deep dark purple. And you like jump because that's certainly not what you were expecting. And when you do, you see like this shift of movement, and the finger scrapes away from the bark and leaves these 4 thick claw marks, and then it's gone.
Yeah, Tessa's kind of like, first of all, she's having slight feelings of deja vu because these fucking dark purple fingertips seem to be a recurring thing. She doesn't like it.
I mean, dead people discolor.
Yeah. She still doesn't fucking like it, man. And like, she sort of looks over at Joey and she's like, did you fucking see that?
Joey is, you know Fun Dip? He's...
What?
I said, you know Fun Dip? He's
Oh.
like... He is eating the hot cocoa.
Oh no.
Oh, gross.
Like it's Fun Dip, but with his finger.
Ugh.
I've done it.
And yeah, and he's just like...
Judging you.
What?
She's sort of at a loss that too. Like, okay, she sort of gestures and then she's like getting that out of her head. And she's just like, can you like point? Give me that. She tries to take the camera from him if she can.
You have your own camera.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind. I'm just forgetting everything. So she's like, you didn't see that. Okay, shit. So she finagles with her camera some, and she gets it to point at where she saw the thing. Then she's gonna try to find that tree with the claw marks on it. Maybe not
Okay.
claw marks, but you know, and zoom in on it. She can see them still there.
I mean, yeah, they're there.
Okay. She just makes sure she has that on camera and then slowly zooms out in such a fashion that it could be like, hey, you can get to there from here, kind of, you know, like, I don't know if that made any sense. Basically
No.
just seeing how you would, like, you know, when you zoom into a thing and then you zoom out, you can see, you know, more of the landscape and everything.
Where it is in
Yeah.
relation
Yeah,
to the
she's-
house. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it is in relation. Yeah, that's basically.
You
Um,
are not sure that you're gonna have the easiest time finding it just by
Yeah.
how high up in the tree it is.
Oh, it's super high. Okay, fair.
It's not super high, but it's definitely. You know how people just don't look up? We're not
Yeah.
really designed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
higher than you would think to look for something.
Okay. Well, she does that anyway. It makes her feel
Yeah.
better. It's just like, okay, I think I just saw what we're looking for in the tree. Make really crazy claw marks as it left. It's just like a fucking hat. Okay. She just leaves. She's done. She
What?
goes back downstairs.
Okay. I'll bring Monopoly. Tess comes downstairs and following her is Joey with Monopoly under his arm. Like, hey guys, who wants to play Monopoly?
Mel is just like,
Eddie is
nope.
sitting in like the middle of the living room and the floor doing his daily meditations.
Chris
Is
is
this
just
sword on his lap?
casually.
His sword better be in his lap.
Of course, it's in his lap.
Good.
Thank God.
You even need to be asked.
Chris is just eating Chex Mix while staring at a wall.
Wow.
There's a TV and computer.
Yeah, no, the wall's
That's-
interesting.
Yeah.
There's an area that you could be surveying. There's cameras set up. He's staring at a wall though. That's
Yeah.
okay.
He's had a big day being outside for a little bit.
That is a big,
Wow.
I can attest, that's a big day.
Yeah. Fucking, he has to deal with wearing boots. But he
And,
gets
like,
up.
being not like in a room.
Yeah, terrifying. When Tess comes down, though, he looks over and, oh, hey. What's
Hi, I
up?"
saw what we were looking for. I don't like it.
Oh, perfect. Let's go.
Wait,
No,
yes.
let's
Excuse me?
not.
What would you see?
Okay, so I was up there on the balcony, right? And I was sort of looking around and I felt watched. Like, you know, that feeling. We heard the others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard you talking about, the thing could be in the treetops. So I was looking around and what do you know? I saw, like, this really large, discolored, creepy hand come around one of the trees and leave a bunch of claw marks. Unfortunately, I sort of jumped and I think it heard that and it left, but like, yeah, it's up there. I got the tree on camera. She sort of looks back at Joey like she's about to say something about him being distracted, but she won't. And then she's just like, but yeah, whatever we're dealing with is in fact in the trees. So we might want to keep that in mind.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like, that's it. Swinging from the trees.
Yeah, you were right. I mean, you usually. Alright.
But another thing is, it's out here in the day. So, it's not just a night creature.
It's probably scoping the place out. Wait for it to get dark. Then it'll start to, prowl around the house.
That's terrifying. Let's get it in the sunlight.
How much sunlight do we have left?
It's like 3 o'clock now. So the thing is, it's gonna be kind of sunny for a while, but there's not like fuck ton of trees outside, so
Yeah.
the darker it gets, really, how much sun is gonna penetrate the treetops.
Yeah, it's already like Stygian blackness out there, so I don't know if we really want to go out.
Are you kidding? You think it's gonna be better at night?
Eddie looks out the window and then looks back and he's like,
So-
what part of that is Stygian?
I just want to know, Eddie, you look out the window,
Okay.
and it's not like earlier the sky was blue. It was a nice day. Now it's starting to get kind of overcast, but otherwise it's certainly not Stygian blackness outside. You can see everything quite clearly in crisp HD.
4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tessa thinks for a moment, and she's like, wait. In my vision, it was snowy as fuck. You think it's gonna have a snowstorm? Let's just check the weather.
He checked the weather on his phone.
Okay, cool. You check the weather, and the weather is like, it's gonna be 65 degrees outside.
No, I don't think it's gonna snow. Probably. 65 is pretty cold, though.
Well,
Oh,
No,
you
no.
goddamn San Francisco Bay nimby-pamby.
Is that a
Listen.
word?
I
It
need
is
a
now.
constant 72.5 degrees, or it's too fucking cold, or it's too fucking hot.
It's too fucking cold for you in that case. Like,
I'm
it's
cold. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not great.
Chris is wearing shorts, by the way.
I hate that so much.
Yeah. Like cargo shorts.
Running around in the woods in cargo shorts.
Nell probably took that fucking wolf blanket and is wrapped up in it,
Eddie's
peering
just
out into
wearing
the
like,
Stygian night.
Well, cascading down your back is a beautiful knitted mural of wolves.
Yes.
Eddie's
How
like
regal.
wearing some obscure like band T-shirt with like a bomber jacket over it.
Jesus. Tessa just has her fucking hoodie on. Like, fucking.
Do you think you would know the tree if you saw it again?
Well, it was like up there. I mean, if I was walking around in the woods, it might be a little bit harder, but I got it on camera.
Well, why don't we go take a look then?
Into the Stygian night!
Shit. Okay,
So-
well, be prepared.
You guys go out. Who all is going?
I think
Well,
all
Tessa's
three. Yeah,
gotta.
I think all of them.
Yeah.
Even Bell.
Mel's
Even Mel.
braving it.
Mel, he's bringing his blanket, but he's
He's bringing the blanket into the woods.
No.
tying it over his shoulders.
Like a cape.
Oh my god.
He's like a
gonna
Game
be
of
walking
Thrones
on
character.
everything.
You know nothing, Mel Husk.
You know you're gonna get stuck on everything in that.
I'm gonna fire both of you. Leave my cape out of this.
No, I mean it looks kind of like it came from IKEA, but
Can you even fire us anymore?
That's irrelevant.
Is it?
It is now. Let's go.
all right.
You walk out into the Stygian afternoon. It is a crisp 65 degrees, and Mel is freezing. This poor man. He might die. Tessa, you realize that you're gonna have to go further than the tree line to find this tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that because we gotta know if Mel
Yeah.
is gonna walk further than the tree line in his wolf blanket.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
test his cure, he feels safer than he did.
I don't know why he would.
He's just gonna pick up his hem and regally carry on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me just check something real quick. I want you to please just for me. Mel, make a cool roll.
Oh god.
Just straight cool.
Here comes that +1 I just got.
Yeah, you are going, you're trying so hard to just follow the group, be one of the boys, but your wolf blanket gets snagged onto a branch, and you go to walk and you jerk forward, and the blanket is forcibly removed from your body. And suddenly you're exposed to the horrible Appalachian cold.
Fucking treason! And he's gonna stand there and wrestle with the tree to get his blanket back.
Do you
Okay, you get it back without too much issue, thankfully.
Okay.
fucking treason? Oh, that's got layers.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say, since really only Tess knows what the fuck
Yeah,
she's
she
looking
kind
for.
of, what she did was she had it like, I'm not entirely sure the camera, I'm guessing it's a digital camera, and it's got
Yeah.
like, you could pause the thing and rewind it. Like, she had the thing out so where, like the furthest back it went, and she identified the tree from
Oh,
there.
you showed it to the rest of the group?
Yeah, she showed them, so
Alright, so here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. Eddie, Mel, Chris, you guys don't see fuck.
ha! That's funny.
Well,
There's nothing.
I see what appears to be a tree.
What, you don't see those fucking claw marks? She zooms into the tree.
Eddie's gonna do some investigation.
Okay, is that a skill, or are you just...
I don't remember. Isn't it like
Yeah, I think that's a sharp plus sharp.
Investigate the mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, investigate a mystery. Yeah, you can investigate a mystery. Just roll that plus sharp.
nope?
Man. I mean, you've known Tess for a long time, and let's be real here. The only time she's ever had any real evidence was the last time you guys were out on a mission, so maybe you believe her, maybe you don't, like, you know. You guys have known her for a while, and sometimes she yells about nothing.
Yeah, I don't really see anything. No signs of a squatch or any other kind of cryptid.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's right there.
And he's gonna Mel look harder. Well, he'll do an investigate too.
Okay. You're looking at the screen specifically?
Are we also by the tree?
Well,
I mean,
you
we're
guys
going
are...
towards the tree.
Yeah, you guys been in the trees. You're not, like, far from the house, but you're, like...
She
Yeah.
basically was just showing them to be like, hey, this is where we're going.
Yeah, you're not where you're going, but you're
Gotcha.
certainly in the tree
Yeah.
line, so...
He's just squinting meticulously at the screen then, yeah.
Okay, so... You can ask, what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? You can ask any of those.
Golly. What is being concealed here? Yeah. Since
Okay,
I can't see it
so
exactly.
you get the feeling that Tess is seeing something. Like, what she is seeing is something, but, like, you can't see it. You can't see it, Eddie can't see it, Chris can't see it, Tess sees it. And you get the feeling that this isn't nothing. Like, it's a clue, but perhaps it belongs to a skill set that only Tess has.
Huh. So, I believe you saw something, but I sure as hell don't see it.
Tess just kind of stops for a minute, and she needs a moment, and she's like, so what, like, okay, like last time I saw a little girl on the footage and none of you fucking saw it. Right, fucking.
Tess, you see stuff that we don't see all the time. You should be used
What?
to this by now.
Oh, you cut out, sorry.
No. Tess, you see stuff that we don't see all the time. You should be used to this by now.
Okay, but the problem is I don't know when I see a thing that you don't see. Okay? So, God fucking damn it.
Well, here's the thing, alright? When you see something weird, point at it and say, hey guys, do you see that?
Well, guess what? That's what I'm doing. You don't fucking see it.
Nope, I see shit.
So,
Well,
What?
let's see if we can find the tree in question and see if it just didn't.
Okay,
show up
yeah,
on the video.
yeah.
I don't know.
Fair enough. That makes me wonder, though, if you'll even be able to see the thing we're looking for.
Maybe not, but maybe you'll see something else horrific, right?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, silver linings.
She keeps going.
So yeah, on that, you walk and you make only Tess, because only she knows where it is. Make a investigate a mystery roll.
Oh, boy. Wow. Okay. I think that's the same thing as I've been rolling.
Yeah, it's plus sharp.
9.
Okay, so you find what you're looking for. I guess I could have just asked you to roll sharp. We're not really investigating the mystery, trying to find something. But anyway, you find the tree, and you look up, and you see those 4 claw marks, and the rest of you don't see anything.
That's a very handsome tree.
You
I
don't
wanna
see those
climb
fucking
it.
claw marks right there.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I don't see a thing.
Ah, I hate.
Just hate.
Yeah.
Present tense continuing.
Okay, so that said, maybe we could find something you'll see. What, like maybe it dropped something around here? I don't know. If it was fucking up there.
Loose change.
Yeah, it's not that I don't believe you. I just don't see any evidence.
Let's kick around the tree and see if we do find something.
Yeah, Tessa is absolutely gonna start looking around for more weird shit.
Yeah. So I want to know, you guys are far enough away again where you don't see the cabin.
No.
You're at a point where it seems like you could stay in the cabin, theoretically, but it seems like a lot of what the fuck is happening is not happening in the cabin. So just, do with that information as you will. But as you guys are moseying around, I would like you all to read a bad situation.
Oh,
Sure.
Oh no.
We're real sharp, I guess.
Okay, wait. So, is this... Would this count as when something bad is happening, too?
I mean, no.
Mel is
Okay.
fucking worried.
I have a thing for when something bad is happening.
Yeah, I
Intensely
know.
tuned into his own anxiety.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
is... Shit, I'm trying to find all the stuff I got. What is...
So
what do you have to
all
do
of
for
you,
me to
don't
bad
worry,
situation?
you don't have to look at anything. I can tell you that with absolute certainty as your keeper. What you do notice, except for Eddie and Chris, who are, you just...
Eddie, check this out. Whatcha? Hiya! Wah!
Your
Yeah,
form's
that's
getting better.
happening. And as that's happening behind you, Mel and Tess, you look and you see a person in the tree line. It's so fucking distinctly a person. They're wearing a blue windbreaker.
Oh
and
no.
They look exactly like the kind of person who just got caught. Like they did not expect you to see them. And they look at you and you look at them and it's this tense moment before they just fucking book it.
Okay, but was there a yellow stripe on that thing?
Well, they were facing the front, so you certainly
Oh.
can't tell.
Okay.
That's not suspicious. We should probably run after
Yeah! Tess is gonna...
Yep.
She's gonna do it.
What's going on?
blanket. Wait,
Are
actually,
you guys-
he's gonna carry the wolf blanket with him.
Yes, good idea.
Okay, so Tess and Mel, you're running.
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie and Chris, what are you doing?
Well, Eddie at first is like confused because suddenly they're running and he doesn't know why they're
I
running.
mean, if she would say in the thing, there's someone that was there and they're running away and we're gonna find them.
Eddie would go chasing after them then.
Chris
You
is...
absolutely did not need to say that into the thing because they're right behind you, so they just hear you say.
Maybe she talks into it out of habit.
Well, I didn't know if they just ran and how far they ran before. Like, you know how sometimes you know if someone's behind you or not? You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Chris is sort of like a dog in the sense that when he sees someone else running, he figures it's time for him to run too. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's running after them.
Alright, and Eddie, what are you doing?
He's also running after them.
Okay, cool. So you're running. You see, at this point, Eddie and Chris, you do see that there is a person. But they're just, you can't tell if they're going too fast or if they're just too far ahead. If they've got too much of a head start, that it might be impossible to catch up. None of you are familiar with these woods, and they seem way more accustomed to this than any of you. I would like you. Who am I gonna personally victimize? Tess, since you're in front, please roll me a cool.
Oh no! Not good. Okay.
Wow.
Nailed
it.
So, I'll tell you guys exactly what happens. You are running, and as you are running, it is getting colder and colder. And you feel that burn in your lungs, and you're, dodging under tree branches, and you're trying to get around tree roots and not trip over rocks and whatnot. And this person is booking it up front, and Tess, you're gaining on them. You are getting
Can
close.
she do a thing?
No, absolutely not. Let me continue on with this. You have no physical skills, I'm sorry. So
She's got jinx though.
you failed. You failed your roll. You can decide your fate once I explain to you what happens for the consequences of your roll. So this person is running and you're so fucking close to them, and you feel as if you might catch up, but they make a sharp right, and you, with your arm out, just topple further and further forward, and you realize you are falling. So yeah, you guys can do with that what you will. Tess is fucking falling. you don't know how far the drop is. You just
God.
see that suddenly, at one moment she is running, and the next she is not.
Tess, look out!
Thanks,
Can
Eddie.
I?
Or, God, Chris, I'm drunk. Thanks, Eddie, too, because I'm sure Eddie's going to do nothing of use here.
Yeah.
Can Mel try to roll for help out to try and, like, I don't know, grab the back of her shirt, her hoodie?
Yeah, you can roll the help out.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she can do anything about this. But
You can also roll that. Well, no, you failed your roll, so you have to live with that. But you have passed your help out roll. So on a 7 to 8, I'm just gonna, instead of +1, you fucking help, but you expose yourself to trouble or danger. So here's what happens.
It's the civil thing all over again.
God.
We learned nothing from this.
No.
So you go to grab onto Tess, and you get a hold of her, but now you're falling.
Oh, no.
So you, in what is such an uncharacteristic moment, really, you, like, try to help shield her as you're both now tumbling down this hill.
It wasn't intentional, it was just gravity, right?
And you both roll down the hill. You hit a rock here, you hit a tree there, and at the end you feel fortunate to have only made it to the bottom with just one harm. You're a little scraped, you're a little bruised. Nothing is broken.
Phew. Well, I hated that. Where's the wolf blanket?
The wolf blanket is a little ways behind you. There is a rip.
God
in the
damn
wolf
it.
blanket.
No.
Thanks. Sorry. Fuck.
Are you living? You look like
Yeah,
you're
I'm
living.
fine. I almost fucking got that guy.
Yeah.
You all right down there?
There was a real Bugs Bunny moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh shit.
I think so. Nobody's in pieces anyway.
You up?
Did you see where that guy went?
Did he see where the guy went?
You can roll.
I will.
Roll a sharp.
Okay.
Right.
So you briefly see into the fourth dimension. No, but
Eddie's latent powers activate.
His third eye opens.
your third eye opens and suddenly you can see all. You are everything, and everything
Activates
is you.
all of his chakras.
God.
You remember that the guy had gone, or the person, you don't remember, they had gone right. And there isn't a trail in the usual sense, but like, you have a feeling that you would be able you have an uncanny ability to just connect the dots and find shit where other people won't. So you are pretty confident that you know where they were going, that you could follow their footprints or, like, you know, snaps and branches and whatnot and figure out where the fuck they went.
I think I got a trail.
Alright.
Great. Ah,
So-
shit.
What
So-
are we at the bottom at?
It's like there was a cliff, kind of. It wasn't very high, but it did go to like a slope. So you had fallen and then you had rolled down the slope,
Gotcha.
and it seems like it's going to be a bit difficult to get up. It's going to take some time. It's not impossible.
Okay.
You might have to go around.
Do you want to climb this, or do you want to look for better inclines?
Probably something better. What you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to grab that up there? It's just
Yes,
sort of.
we cannot leave the flag behind, and he'll go get the wolf blanket.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would Tessa be able to try and jinx that person?
No.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure how it works. If it's just like, yeah, you could just do it to anybody, or if it's like, hey, they have to be in visible range, or, whatever. Like, it doesn't say anything.
I would say if you wanted to jinx, like, I don't know, Danny, you could, but you have no fucking clue who this person is. So,
Okay.
you can't.
Alright. Yeah, so she's gonna help Mel get the blanket.
It's very easy. It's on the ground.
Oh.
Yay!
I had a feeling it was like up there somewhere, like higher in the cliff, but that worked.
No.
Right, they get the blanket,
Look
then
for a
she's
better-
gonna help look for a way up that's
Yeah.
not just directly climbing.
That blanket
Okay,
needs
well-
to make it out of this situation.
Yeah, it needs to go, like, on the wall in the club room.
Here's a question. Do Eddie and Chris go to pursue the trail, or do they try to walk beside Mel and Tess and regroup?
That's a good question.
Oh,
You want us to help you, or should we go chasing after?
Okay, well, if you chase after them and you get lost, and we're
There's
down
also-
here and we're lost,
A chance you won't be able to see him at all, so,
All right, well, we'll
yeah.
meet up first.
Okay, so what happens is it takes a bit for you to actually, find a point with which you can get up. But you do, and now it's later in the afternoon, and it is darker, and it is colder, and you're all back together.
Winter is coming.
Alright, so what... Oh, God, now, why'd you do...
Okay, do we want to keep chasing this?
Yeah,
Person.
we do! Come on!
Alright!
I mean, they could know something.
Good
I mean,
footage!
yeah, but it's getting dark, and, well, to be fair, this is also probably one of the people that I
It's
saw in my fucking
already...
vision.
It's already Stygian night. Let's go. And Chris takes off.
This is not smart.
But it is Stygian.
Yes, it is. We're all gonna
So?
fucking die out here.
You guys are on the trail, kind of. Not an official trail, really, so you're liable to get lost at any moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you're going. And,
Eddie knows where he's going, so.
yeah, Eddie's definitely leading you guys somewhere. It's just that you don't know where. So, you walk, and the feeling of being watched isn't necessarily there anymore, or perhaps as much. Tess, you definitely feel like this sense of unease. And as you go, Eddie, you do notice that there's this I wouldn't say it's a pattern, because it doesn't seem to follow in any particular step. But off of what you're following, you do see footprints like you saw earlier. There's something that isn't human in the woods.
Well,
So
that
you-
much was obvious.
Yeah. But it's strange that it's congruent with the person that you are following. It makes you wonder if they're now being pursued in a way. And it kind of gives this sense of urgency. And you go and you go and you go.
Does he
And
point that out?
eventually, yeah, does he point that out?
I mean, he'll point out that there are also big footprints.
Okay.
He'll point out that he sees tracks from whatever the cryptid is.
Oh shit. Okay, so this guy, whoever we're following, might get their fingers bit off soon, and we might be in a bunch of snow, and it's gonna be awful.
That or he
Let's
is the
hurry up.
cryptid and he's a shapeshifter.
Sure. Maybe.
So, you guys are walking, and it's more than you guys are used to. You know, when you did Paranormal Pandemic, you guys would go out into the woods, and you'd have like a goof fart joke and pretend to be lost, or some of you more earnestly than others. This is a trek. You are in the woods for perhaps like another hour. And the trail is still going, but you eventually come to a stream. Not a stream. It's more of a river. It's not, it doesn't look so violent that if you stepped in it, you would get swept away. But it's getting colder. It definitely doesn't feel like 65 degrees. Mel, it's fucking unbearable.
Terrible.
Chris, perhaps it's unbearable. You're in cargo shorts.
No, he's fine.
It really, yeah, it depends on his resilience. Maybe he'd just be like that. He's
Yeah,
one of
no,
those
he's
dudes in
fine.
basketball shorts. And
And he's actually
Yeah.
dressed fairly like warm, so he's fine.
Yeah, Eddie and Tess might be the only people in weather-appropriate clothing at this point. So you're at this body of water, and the tracks begin, and then they start up again very distinctly on the bank further up into the woods. And past that, there seems to be, it gets a little more mountainous. You haven't necessarily been going up. You feel as if you've been going more sideways, but when you cross this river, there is more of a mountain.
It's cold and there's no segways out here. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, and if
Well,
we're gonna keep
shall
going
we?
up in the mountains, we don't want to be fucking wet.
You show me a Segway that works in the mountains, and I'll buy us all one.
Come on, I know a dude with like tank treads on his Segway. It's fine. It'll work. It'll look great. Just ATV Segways.
Tessa's gonna look for a way across the river that's not just going into the river.
I mean, you get the feeling that you may be able to just go around the river. It feels like a decent bet, but it's going to take you more time.
Yeah. She sort of looks at the others. She's like, "You want to be reckless, so you want to
Like,
be
if you,
smart and
okay,
take longer."
just for more perspective, it looks like you could kind of, if you're feeling saucy and spry and fancy free, further down the river there are rocks, and you could
Oh, boy.
potentially try to like hop across, but you guys are at like 15. Like,
Yeah.
you're not as young as you used to be.
Yeah, if Mel sees anybody looking at the rocks, he's just gonna be like, "No, absolutely not.
Chris is walking towards the rocks.
No,
Oh.
no."
I don't know. I could probably make it across there pretty easily.
Eddie and I
My
got this.
shoes are Italian leather. No.
I'm
And
sorry,
it's
do you
cold.
mean to say that Mel isn't even wearing the right footwear?
Oh God, no. No. He's out here in $350 ripped jeans, Italian leather shoes, and a shitty video game T-shirt.
It's probably like my boots. They look really nice, but if you look at the bottom, they have like no fucking like
Yeah.
There's nothing on the soles. They're just flat soles.
Oh my god.
It's like smooth sole.
Through the undergrowth.
They would be awful in like an actual wilderness situation. They're a fashion statement.
So who's doing what?
Okay. Well, Tess decides she's gonna fucking suck it up. She doesn't want to try to jump on rocks where she's gonna fall and like break her face off. But I imagine she also has like combat boots on, as she do, and jeans and shit that are black, of course.
Wait, you're walking around?
No, she's not walking around. She's looking for like a place where it's slimmer, and she's gonna try and jump as far as she can, and then just trudge the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's basically just what it would mean to walk around at this point.
Oh,
so
okay.
That
Well,
would take you a long ass time. So, okay, I just want to know. Tess, Mel, are you guys walking around while Eddie and Chris try to fucking skip rock over the fucking river?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tess, Mel, you do that. It's not very eventful. Meanwhile,
that's the point.
actually, while we're here,
Okay.
we haven't done this in a while. Let's scene transition. Mel, you are sitting in the
Oh god.
the room.
Okay.
Jones Epsilon is sitting across from you, and she says, "So you decided to split up?"
Yeah. Because I didn't fancy our chances of hopping across the river.
All right, I just here's the thing, right? I just want to know for future reference, just in the interest of team building, perhaps when I'm done with your individual studies. Why didn't you try to convince Christopher and Eddie to walk around the
Have you
river?
ever tried pissing directly into a rainstorm?
I don't piss.
Well, spitting.
I don't spit.
It's like trying to convince a tornado not to take Dorothy to Kansas. Am I making, does that make sense? It's impossible. There's no talking them out of hopping across a river that has little rocks on it where they can prove their hoppingness. That's not going to happen. They're
Okay,
gonna
so
hop.
what happens is the camera, there's static and a switch, and now Chris and Eddie are sitting there together. And Jones Prime says, "Explain yourselves."
What, for skipping rocks across the river?
For leaving your teammates.
I mean, my explanation's simple, but Eddie can go first.
I mean, we met up with him shortly after we got across.
we go back to the woods.
No.
To see if perhaps that is true.
I mean, shortly could mean many things.
Yeah.
In what state?
So
It could
I
be a
would
couple
like
hours.
I would like you guys to roll to act under pressure to get across the river.
Okay. Under pressure is which one? Cool?
It's cool.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, you
Hey.
managed it.
So let's
That could have been so bad.
all right. So you guys both rolled a 7 to a 9, which isn't the best you could get. So that means that I'm either going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. So I'm going to say you both get almost to the end. You're so close, and you're getting there, and you can just, you feel it, you feel the fanfare, you hear the music. Dun, 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 and then, like, both of you almost at the same time, just one fucking foot in the river. Right towards the end, so it's just the foot. And it's not pleasant. It's not a good feeling.
My foot's cold.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone I said this, Eddie, but I'm kind of thankful for the boots right now.
Everyone can hear him. By the way.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Chris. It'll be our little secret.
You hear the
Thanks,
voice of Jones Epsilon in your ear go, "You're welcome."
Ah! The fuck was that?
I don't know. Must be something weird going on with the signal out here.
Yeah, maybe it's the squatch.
You hear Jones' voice go, "Please do not ignore that I just said you're welcome to you. You definitely heard me."
Yeah, it's definitely the squatch.
Well, I ain't never heard of a Sasquatch that can hijack radio airwaves, but I mean, anything's possible.
Yep.
You hear a resounding, resentful silence. So, Eddie and Chris, are you gonna do anything while you wait for the rest of the gang to catch up with you?
Chris is gonna kind of just try and get a lay of the immediate area.
Okay, it's the woods. It's you know that to go up the trail that Eddie is pointing out, you are going to be hiking more. It's more of a mountain. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get up. Not so difficult. You're not rock climbing, but you know. If you want, you can make a roll to figure out more. I would say, I would say you could investigate a mystery, actually.
Sure. I will do that.
A spicy investigation. So you get a 6. And
Yep.
what happens is you look around and God, it's just so beautiful out here, you know? Like, it really puts things into perspective, right?
Hey, Eddie, wait right here. I gotta take a pee.
All right, just go around the tree or something. I don't want to see.
Yeah. Eddie,
So after an hour-long piss,
Oh my god.
he comes back after like 10 minutes.
so after an hour-long piss that Eddie has to endure, just like you hear,
Yeah.
and then you think it'll stop, but it's like,
All right. Well, now we're in Dumb and Dumber. All right. Man,
And
that
anyway,
MRE
after-
did some funny things to my bladder. Weird.
Maybe you shouldn't eaten it.
I don't know. This ain't too bad.
After that little serenade,
And everybody hears
You-
that because the mic is still on.
actually,
What was
We're
the hour
lingering
we
on this-
spent?
we're lingering on this piss joke because at some point Danny comes on and she's like, "Please, you animal! I can hear everything in intimate detail. Shut your mic off for like a minute.
He turns it off for a minute. It comes back on still.
Oh no.
That was a minute.
Oh.
So anyway, the hour-long piss is hyperbole. Actually, it only lasts a little while, and Mel and Tess come back, and you guys resume your trek up the mountain. And you keep going. You keep going, and it's getting dark. But you notice when you look up, you see a cave, which seems very convenient. Because there's a person running, now there's a cave, just, common sense dictates that they probably went in the cave and that you probably shouldn't go in the cave, but that wasn't what you were hired to do.
Well, I'm going in the cave.
We got any fucking flashlights?
Yeah,
Candle lights, maybe?
I think
Yeah.
Eddie's starting thing was a flashlight, I think. Or I think it was
Yeah.
something else.
Eddie's got a flashlight.
Sick.
I wonder who else has a flashlight.
Yeah, I know.
I think Eddie would be the only one since no one
Eddie's
specified.
got a watchman's flashlight.
Well, no, I mean, not that he has to specify. Some of you guys have gear that you checked off.
Oh. Yeah, no, I mean, like,
Yeah.
Chris's
You're
gear.
accurate than Eddie has a shotgun.
Yeah, Chris's gear is his golf club, his pocket knife, and a van.
And a
A
gun.
van.
Why don't you have the van? That would be
Yeah.
useful.
Tessa technically has a hunting rifle and a big knife, but she doesn't have a flashlight.
Yeah, the gear
Oh, yeah,
thing's
I just
kind of
wanna say-
useless.
I'm sorry, you guys. You guys don't have guns. You can't.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's
Let's-
like,
In
that's
fact,
what the gear
I'm just gonna
said.
say, I think Nino fell asleep. But the reason that you guys Amethyst isn't here is because she got stopped at the airport for her knife. And frankly, it's a miracle that the rest of you guys didn't get stopped at
Eddie
this
gets rid of
rate.
the katana.
Jeez.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's why I said it's a
probably was-
miracle you guys didn't get stopped. I think you probably took the opportunity as Amethyst was stopped for her knife to go.
I mean, you can
So-
ship those things differently, but
not in this world. We needed a convenient excuse. So,
she just didn't want to
Y'all
let
are-
it go.
y'all are at the cave mouth. I will note, Eddie does have a flashlight, but you also have your cameras. So you do think if you wanted the option to be stealthy, you might be able to use night vision, if you wanted to.
Eddie, how do we best approach a Squatch's cave?
Sounds
Is
so
it
bad.
is it in quiet, or do we storm with the trusty Fist of God, which is my cattle prod, of course,
Well, let
and
me
your
just say
katana?
that the person we're following already knows that we were following them.
It doesn't necessarily mean the Squatch does, assuming that they're not the same thing.
Maybe they're in cahoots. Maybe we saw the Squatch's
Maybe.
wife.
Oh dear.
The wife of the Squatch.
That it eventually just bit their fingers off.
The,
That's great.
the Squatch wife.
Oh my god. It's like a black widow.
Wife of Squatch.
This is just like that Amazon book, Come for Sasquatch.
Oh god.
Oh no!
No.
That's so bad.
Oh my god.
Well, alright, we can do this my way, which is just to fucking run in and deal with the consequences as they come, because we are
No.
immortals.
But not.
That doesn't sound right.
No.
Let's
It
make
is-
our way in slowly.
Yeah.
As
Watch
the
it.
hawk says.
Keep an eye on our backs too. Make sure we're not gonna be ambushed.
Just ask Clutch like Girl Scout cookies. Could we pretend to be Girl Scouts?
Would you like to
no.
buy
The
some
words.
cookies?
I mean,
Squatch's appetite is usually pretty unrivaled, so it just might.
Hmm.
Wait,
guys
wait,
can
wait,
do
whoa,
that.
hold on. We got cookies.
No.
Oh.
No,
well, Mel, why
no.
the fuck?
I'm just, we could pretend.
Eddie, let's go.
Get me excited for a second. I thought we had some thin men.
I mean, I got.
Jessica gets her camera out and sets the night vision on.
Yeah,
So
no,
here's
too.
the thing. All this talk of cookies has made me hungry. So let's take a quick 5-minute break. 12.
Nice.
Let's try to be back at 12:05.
Okay.
Okay, break time.
Time for a Coke.
Max, please put the stream to the thing to the break sign.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our break.
It's time to DJ your intermission.
Try to awaken. No,
Someone
figure out
get-
where she's gone.
Someone get Mari's music and just start playing it.
Oh god.
No, she's been gone for almost 2 hours now.
She
Yeah, I
is
think she just
asleep.
fell asleep.
Yeah.
Probably-
Yeah.
Lulled to sleep by our voices, our dulcet tones.
Max, are you there?
We lose Max.
There he
did
go.
They're being picked off one by one.
The Squatch wife.
Oh no!
Squatch wife, squatch wife, squatch wife.
Max, did you set us to break?
Oh, whoops.
Beautiful.
I had so kindly asked you.
All right, we're back.
Hey.
Hello.
So here's what's happening. You guys are setting into the cave. And just as you take your steps in from the mountain, there is just the gentlest fall of snow. It's not a lot right now. It's just not a flurry. Is it a? I forget the proper term, but it's a very light, fluffy kind of snow.
Wait, is it still like 65 degrees?
I've been telling you guys it's
Yeah,
been
it's
getting
Okay.
progressively colder. Pay attention.
I don't know what that
So-
means in this instance, okay?
So,
Tessa just sort of points up, is like, fucking snow, told you.
Well, I don't like this.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
you don't like the cold, Mel.
No. I also don't like snow. It's unnatural and weird.
yeah.
Wait,
Mel's gonna die, but you guys are going in the cave. Are you guys using a flashlight? I forget. Are you trying to
Yeah.
be stealthy
Yeah.
or are you going in guns akimbo?
Tessa's using her night thing unless there are too many flashlights that are interfering.
I think
Or
we
lights
decided
of
to
other
just kind of
sort.
like walk in slow. Yeah?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all they decided, to go slow about it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not like storming in.
Well, okay, here's the thing about that. You guys are walking into a progressive pitch darkness with a camera. I mean, not a camera, with a flashlight. So it doesn't matter how slow you're
Yeah.
going. Something's gonna see you. But you're going into the cave, and it is fairly deep. It's not superficial. I don't know very many cave terms. So it's bigger than like your average room. It's bigger than the cabin in terms of width or depth or whatever. So the further in you go, the darker it gets until the little bit of sunlight that you could get from the overcast evening at this point shows through. You move your flashlight around and there's nothing too out of the ordinary so far. It's a pretty standard cave as far as caves go, and there's nothing horrific in terms of insects, which is what I would always be thinking about. Like, there's no giant spiders because it's cold as shit.
Yeah.
But when you move the flashlight up, you do see like the phosphorescent reflective glow of eyes. And you would be worried, except for the fact that they very clearly belong to bats who are sleepily regarding you and wondering just what the hell humans are doing in their cave. As you stroll through, though, you read a bad situation. Just whoever wants to.
Oh
Shoot.
boy.
Is something bad happening? Somewhere?
Eddie ain't reading shit.
I wouldn't say something bad is happening, no. But
Okay.
it's not happening, I wouldn't say. It just is.
Oh wait, was it read a bad situation?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I got a 5. Or yeah.
Are we all doing this?
No, I got a 4.
Oh.
Wait.
So are we
Who
all
all
doing
rolled? I wasn't looking. Are you? Well, I don't know. If you want to roll, you roll. If you don't want to
Okay,
roll, you
so-
don't roll.
this? What do you roll for this? Is it sharp?
It's a sharp, I believe. Yes.
Okay.
So Chris rolled Tessa roll. Did Mel roll? Is that one
Yeah,
there
that's the
from
7.
Mel?
Yep.
Okay. You still made it. Did Eddie roll?
He did. He rolled a
Okay,
5.
so 5, 7, 6, 4, 6. Okay, alright. So, I will paint you a picture. All of you do see this specifically. Eddie's flashlight eventually closes in on a nest. It is not made of sticks or straw or that. It's cloth. It's all cloth. You can make out like jackets. Like there's, like a leather duster. There's like a neon pink windbreaker. And sitting curled in the center of it is a person. You are, or at least you think so. It certainly looks like a person. They're wearing a blue jacket with a yellow stripe on the back.
Oh, boy.
And you hear this high hitching sound like someone who is either shivering to the point that they are no longer really self-conscious about it or trying not to sob. However, Mel, and who else? Is it just Mel? Yeah, just Mel.
Oh.
So you see there is the floor of the cave is wet, which wouldn't be too unusual. But there are splotches, which are darker than they should be, and when you look at them, there's a reddish tinge around that dark pool. And in fact, as you look at the floor leading up to this nest, there are a few bits and pieces.
Oh no.
They're not discernible. You can't really make out what they are aside from meat. But they're there.
Oh.
And
Oh, good.
on a 7 to 9, you get a hold, and you can use that hold whenever you want, but who knows. So you can ask, what's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what are the best way to protect the victims?
Yeah. What haven't we noticed yet? Have we not noticed any other dangers?
You don't think there's anything in that spot specifically. There's certainly a deeper part of the cave, and there's outside the cave, but you do feel as if there's nothing where you are. There's the person.
Right. Okay. He's just gonna real low key, real quiet, say to Tess, I think that's blood on the floor, and I think there's more blood up by the nest over there. Just
Oh boy, maybe he already lost his fingers.
What is it with the fingers?
That's what I saw.
Well, it's you nibble.
Do you?
You ever have like a dog or a cat and they just kind of yum yum yum? Sorry, I'm stressed, so.
Tess is gonna. She okay, all right. So she's not gonna point the gun at the kid or the person, but she has it in a place where she could grab it quickly, right? Okay. She doesn't have it out though. She's going to kind of slowly see if she can make her way close to the person to see what's
Yeah, I
going
mean,
on.
nothing's stopping you.
Okay. Like she's concerned that they might just start running, or
So you are getting closer to this person, and the closer you get, the more they seem to curl in on themselves as if they're trying to disappear, and you can see like their hands are so pale, so just incredibly white, and you can see the spidering of blue veins, and their fingertips are just dug into their jacket as if, if they had fingernails, they would create holes, but there's none. Maybe they fell off, maybe they were ripped off, but they're gone, and all that are left are like the bloody outlines of cuticles. And you still hear that hitching sound as they shirk away from you. They seem more afraid of you than any of you are of them.
okay. Tess is just like, we're not gonna hurt you. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, please, please, please. It's getting cold. It's getting cold. I need time to myself.
You're cold.
I'm cold. It's cold.
Do you want a blanket?
They actually do look up at you. Like, there's like, their eyes are just this pure, unrestrained fear that you are not used to seeing in a person. And it seems that you have their attention, but,
Yeah, Tessa kind of gestures back and then looks over at Mel, like, give me the blanket.
Oh, yeah. He hands it over right away.
And she kind of holds it out to the person.
They reach out and they just jerk it away. And they swirl it up, and they're under the blanket, but they're not so curled up now that you can't see their face. They are so emaciated that it's hard to tell if they're a man or a woman. They're not. It's even hard to tell if they're old or young. Like, they're that skinny and that sunken in. Their clothing underneath what you can see of it is threadbare. They've got on like these old pair of sneakers that are ripped in some places, and it looks like they had taken their shoelace and tried to tie it, back into place where the sole had ripped from the rest of the shoe, which is it serves some sort of function, certainly not enough to keep them warm.
Okay. Tess is also like, are you thirsty? Do you want any food?
I don't want to think about food. I don't want to. I'm just cold. I'm so cold. I'm sorry. Can you all just go? Just go.
We're afraid something tried to follow you.
Yeah, you all tried to follow me. It's fine.
Ah.
No, something